Hey guys, Jason. And today I'll be talking about Feathercoin. Now, what is Feathercoin? Well, Feathercoin is the 8th largest cryptocurrency. It has a market cap of about $20 million, and each one of those coins sell for about 80 cents. Now, this coin was started on April 16th, 2013, so it's less than 9 months old. So it's a fairly new coin. Now, one of the questions I get asked a lot is whether coins are pre-mined or not. Now, Feathercoin is not pre-mined, though it is almost an exact copy of Litecoin. It's what we call a fork coin. Now, a fork coin is one that basically takes a large resemblance of a predecessor coin and then changes some code, changes some of the dynamics, and then they republish this new fork coin, which is what we call Feathercoin. Now, it is a CPU or script mined coin, which means you're either mining it with your CPU in your computer, or you're going to mine it with a GPU, which, if you don't know, a GPU is graphic processing unit. It's what most people refer to as a graphics card for computers, and you can use those to mine Feathercoins. Now, currently there's about 25 million Feathercoins. There's projected to be a total of 336 million Feathercoins, and this is 16 times the amount of Bitcoins. Now, I'm going to stop you right there. You might ask, well, there's only 25 million and there's supposed to be 336 million. That's a pretty big difference. Yes, it is. And that means there's going to be a huge high inflationary period throughout the years as we try to develop. And that's an issue you want to consider when investing in this coin. Are you a person who likes the idea of a high inflationary coin? Where Bitcoin, we're currently sitting at like 12 million Bitcoins, and there will eventually be roughly around 21 million. So, about half that coin, half of it has been produced already. Where Feathercoin, we're not even very close. 25 million coins produced right now, and 336 million coins to be produced. And, there are more coins produced than Bitcoin, per block. But it is a worry, when you have that many potential coins, you not only have to sustain that price that you're currently at, but you're looking for potential futuristic growth. And that's a challenge that a lot of coins have problems with. Coins like Bitcoin have never really saw that as a problem. They've always had a constant ingrowth of users and a money supply. But some of these altcoins, it's the worry because, if they don't have that constant supply of money coming in, they can kind of become stagnant, and, it can cause those millions of coins flooding the market to be devalue the currency. So that's a worry you want to, keep into consideration. Now, every block produces 200 Feathercoins, which is a fairly large amount. There will be a new block every 2.5 minutes, which is about a fourth the time of Bitcoin. Now, the idea behind this is that you would have faster transaction times, but it also opens up the worry, it's easier to do 51% attacks. So that is also a worry. It's a kind of a counterbalance. The longer the blocks, the longer it takes for transactions, but the more secure, versus having a quicker block time, but also more of a security issue. So that's also to be considered. Now, it will retarget about every 504 blocks, which is actually quite interesting. 504 blocks would be roughly around 21 hours. Now, if you know Bitcoin, it takes about 14 days for the block system to retarget. And when I talk about retargeting, basically I'm talking about it readjusts the difficulty. Now, this could be persuaded either way. You could say, well, this is good. It keeps the difficulty in range. It keeps everything in balance. Or you could also say, it doesn't give the economy enough time to adjust. Most of the reports I've read said that 24 hours difficulty is probably a little too soon. But some people argue that the 14-day difficulty adjustment that Bitcoin has is too much. So I think Feathercoin was trying to adjust to that and try to get in the middle. But I think 21 hours is probably a little short, but I'll leave that up to you. You guys do your own investigation, and that can kind of come, of your own research. Now, just like Bitcoin, it will need 6 confirmations to, complete a transaction, which is usually about the default thing. Most coins, most of them, will require 6 transactions or 6 confirmations of a transaction. Most of those just copy that from Bitcoin, and that's just one of those issues that most people decide not to really alter around too much. So, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Right? Yeah. So anyway, this is where it starts to get interesting, and this is where a lot of potential investors will pull back. Feathercoin has had and successfully been attacked by multiple 51% attacks. Now, 51% attacks, lead you into orphan blocks, which is never a good thing. This is one of those issues where I'm going to say, put my foot down, I'm personally not invested in Feathercoin whatsoever. I'm not trying to scare you away, but most coins, if they've been 51% attacked, they die out. People throw they lose their value. And one of the things about Feathercoin is it when it first came out on the exchanges, I remember it was a big deal. Everybody was like, Feathercoin's gonna be the next big coin. I think people used to refer to it as it's gonna be better than Litecoin. Of course, that never happened, or at least not yet. But yeah, that's definitely that's a red flag for me. If there's ever been a successful attack where it's damaged the coin, that's dangerous. That's something you want to really consider. If you're going to invest in Feathercoin, I'd greatly look at that. Now, not saying that it's completely bad, because the Feathercoin development team came out and they created an APC. Now, APC stands for Advanced Checkpoint System. Now, the Advanced Checkpoint System was added on August 27, 2013, and the system basically has a centralized server, which is where it scares some people, and it's for the beginning of the protocol for the coin. And the idea is it kind of checks the blocks so that it's harder for a 51% attack, if not impossible, for that 51% attack to become possible. Although, in my personal opinion, while I usually don't give my personal opinion very often, for me, once an attack has been successfully achieved on the coin, usually that coin dies. Usually that's the point where most people say, okay, the coin has been defeated, let's move on. And I fear that almost Feathercoin's one of those coins people still want to get the returns out of, so they're pumping Feathercoin up. That's just my prediction. But usually, like I say, when there's an attack on a coin, that's a very, very big red flag that something is wrong. While they did fix the issue, it's an issue to really, really be concerned about. Now, Feathercoin is on multiple exchanges. It's on BTC-E, which is a huge exchange. Well, I mean, it's medium level exchange. For cryptocurrencies, though, it's like the #1 exchange. And so that gives it kind of a merit that it's on a bigger exchange. People value it at a higher value than some of the altcoins that don't have the ability or the value to be on BTC-E. It's also on many Chinese sites and just various of the smaller tier 1 type exchanges. Now, one of the things that's interesting, if you look at the charts of Feathercoin, you'll notice that when it got put on BTC-E, just like many other altcoins, there was a huge sell-off. And the price actually rose really, really high. One of the problems, though, when you're looking at altcoins is you'll look and say, okay, well, you expect a huge sell-off, and then it should go up, come back down, but then you should see a steady increase over time. One of the problems with Feathercoin was we had this huge drop up, and it came back down, and it's slowly been declining over time, with just a little bit of pump over the last month or so, when people have just been kind of randomly throwing money at cryptocurrencies, hoping for one of them to stick. So to me, that's an issue. It worries me. I'm not too worried about prices usually, because I look for value, and then I let the price kind of come in on its own, because I know people will value good parts of a currency, and the price will come in later. But for Feathercoin, the value's down, and also you have the 51% attack. That's a lot of times when when I hear people talking about it, people don't bring that issue up very much. But when a coin is successfully defeated in a 51% attack, and then Feathercoin multiple times, that's an issue you want to consider. That's something that if you're going to put your hard-earned money into a coin, you want to take that. That's a risk you got to conceive. So anyway, guys, I hope this explained Feathercoin. I hope it wasn't too critical. My goal is just to inform you guys of the history of the coin, the knowledge base of the coin, and kind of give you guys the knowledge to allow you to go on, research more, and make an educated decision whether you want to invest in a coin or not. Have a great night.